So this guy, he wants me to spell him for 19 cm circumference. So 19 cm is like 7 inches lah. Walao, like an elephant.
Banana.
Hi everyone, I'm Bambi and I'm your sassy witch next door. Use 3 words to describe witchcraft. It's very empowering, eye-opening, and it's very real. I never thought myself as a witch. When I did all these kind of things, it was like, it's real lah, you know? What made you think you were psychic? So when I was 2 years old, I actually started to see like dark shadows in the corner of my eyes. Pretty much like every day lah. And also like sometimes in the blink of my eye, I would see like spirits that are like half. You know, it's like the upper half. Sometimes they manifest as like smoky kind of thing lah, and then they have like eyes on them. So I thought that was very weird. Before I sleep, right, I would see more detailed faces. You know, like you're on Tinder, you swipe right and all that, right? So it's like when I close my eyes, all these faces will just swipe, you know? So it's like I can see all sorts of faces that I've never seen before. I started to tell my mother about all this. She was like, yeah, I experienced the same also. And then like my dad would always say like, "Aya, you're just hallucinating lah." I started to talk to them like, hey, do you have any message for this person? Or like, why are you disturbing me when I sleep when I actually have like my O-levels and my A-levels? And they actually do kind of like talk back to me. And it's like, I can actually sense things. I started to realize I have this power of healing. So I started to offer Reiki. So I actually did chakra healing on people. They feedback to me and it works lah. And I've even healed pets before. Okay, the chakra system, they have like the crown chakra, the third eye chakra, throat chakra, solar plexus, the sacral and the root. So different people actually have different needs. Like they tell me like they have sexual problems, then I would try to focus more on the root chakra. Some people have thyroid issues, so it's the throat chakra. But some people, they want like the whole entire healing. So I do all of this lah. Usually like third eye chakra, you feel like a huge pressure and you feel headaches for days. This guy, I kind of healed his third eye chakra. Then he told me he saw an alien. What prompted you to start your own magic business? Before this, I was like an English tuition teacher, but I was feeling like this is not my calling. I wanted to be a teacher because like I studied politics lah, and then like I wanted to make use of my cert. But then like I just didn't feel right. Okay, so I started on Carousel. Like I sold like tarot services. I actually started around 2019. You know, like the first month I was on Carousel and I earned 10k. I was like, boom, like I really need to like expand this, you know, it's like a calling. I actually earn about 30 plus k a month. I have a mixture of Singapore clients, but of course the bigger community is like the global clients because they're quite open to all these kind of witchcraft things lah. How many types of spells and potions do you have in your shop? I have a lot actually. I think it's more than 30 plus. So I love spells, money spell, curse spell, protection spell, healing spell as well.
What goes into making all of these?
A lot of energy, the right timing, and of course the right mood. Because sometimes like my mood sucks lah. So I kind of avoid doing anything because you know your energy would be transferred into the potions and the spells. What is your most popular spell? I would say money spell and love spell. I think a lot of people are in need of money because of the COVID situation, right? But then the disclaimer is like, you really have to open up your income streams and you cannot just be lazy and just like wait for things to happen. So usually I'll advise them to start opening like business like maybe on Qoo10 or Shopee, you know. And then love spell. Because a lot of people want to bring back their ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. And I'm like, why? There's a reason why you guys broke up, right? My client actually wants her boyfriend to be more interested in her, and we're going to perform this binding spell. And it's not for everyone. You gotta really consider whether this guy is really for your life. Okay, the first step is of course to have the photos by your side, the candles on top, and what you want to do is imagine this two's aura integrating together. And then the next step is to use my spell oil. So we're gonna drip it in the middle. This is for her to be more attractive in his eyes. And then I usually use my blood because blood actually thins the veil between the physical realm as well as the spiritual realm. What I do is usually I put it on top, then I put it here lah. Okay, so next step, right? Actually, I need to plug my hair. Witch's hair is important in rituals because it does bind the two people together. So what I would do is usually I would tie about 4 knots. When the flame goes down, it will actually burn the hair and it will send a certain energy out to the universe. So maybe one day if someone wants to win the lottery, they set my hair on fire. So now we are ready to light this up. So that's the love binding spell. So usually I'll let it just burn all the way down. Usually the spells that work really well, right, they will actually try to stick together. For now, we can see that it's pretty good because one good sign is that the wax is dripping in the middle this way. You know, I have clients that the waxes actually drip on the side. So that would not be so good. This one was pretty good. I reject clients that are actually like so obsessed, you know. I would actually really read and do divination on whether like this thing would work out well. And if so, what's the range of the chances? Is it 50 to 80%? And usually if it hits at least 50%, I would do it for them lah. My spells usually does cost 280 USD, which is actually kind of like 400 Sing dollars and above. But for some people, they want rituals to be very, very strong, so that would be 1K above. Okay, so these are my haunted dolls. I actually got them from USA. All these actually have spirits inside. It's just like Annabelle, you know. I actually have them as a guidance, and she's a witch spirit, just like me. I'm a witch too. She guides my potions, she guides my recipes, and they work really well, you know. I have this client that wanted to kind of get rid of her co-worker, so she gave me a recipe, and the next day actually my client messaged me and say, oh, actually my co-worker just resigned. I mean, back in those days in the 1950s, 1960s, you know, they would usually help a spirit by binding it into a doll, and usually they are pretty nice looking dolls lah, you know. And this is actually a high priestess. She was a witch before she died. So far also provided me a lot of guidance in my magical workings, and yeah, I really love her. Very funny girl actually. They actually can move around if they want to. They're not actually stuck into it. But it's like a portal, you know, like they can come back to this. My home is actually pretty much filled with energy, and it's pretty nice that they are quite interested in coming here, and especially they can communicate with someone that can speak to them. Weirdest request you've received from a customer? I think it's the penis spell. So this guy, he wants me to spell him for 19 cm circumference. Wait, I have a ruler for that. So 19 cm is like 7 inches lah. Walao, like an elephant.
Banana.
And then he wants 31 cm in length, and that's 12 inches. He paid me 350 USD. I said like, you really want this because it sounds impossible. And then he was like, yeah, just go ahead with that. I'm fine. I'm just gonna throw my money and just try it out. 3 months later, he actually did tell me that it did increase a little bit, like I think 0.5 inch. So I was like, okay, you know, I hope you get your elephant.
Banana.
So he came back and he got more spells from me. And he spent like extra 2K USD on me. In the USA, they want like big butts and all that, right? So usually they will ask me, like, can you help me increase my butt and make it more like spankable, you know? I'm like, just work out. What do your family and friends think of what you're doing? My family is actually quite okay lah. My friends are actually pretty fine. They will start out like a bit skeptical lah, and then like I actually did some spells for them. Then after that they say, oh, actually it worked. So it's like they started to believe me. People don't take it seriously, and they can be quite rude sometimes. If someone doesn't believe, then they won't believe. How long do you see yourself doing this for? I think it's all my life. You get to really discover like who you are and what you can do in life and your maximum potential. I know it's like a misconception that witches are bad, they work with spirits, they work with black magic and all that. I'm actually pretty kind, you know. I've been healing people. I've been doing things that are good for people. I don't use it to harm people. And then like movies and TV shows, they portray them to be like that. I hope that I can actually dispel whatever that is there.
Do you have anything to say to naysayers?
I'm like f*** off lah.